Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? Hope you all are fine and safe at home. Today is your first day. So this first class I am starting with my introduction of my subject. So I am your civics faculty. Okay, I have nearly 15 years experience in this field. In ICHRA I have joined in 2013. So nearly 7 years passed. First of all, I congratulate you for your decision in taking admission in ICHRA. Okay. So here you find a learning supportive environment and experienced faculty and good management. Beside regular studies, you will get the Islamic knowledge also in ICHRA. So now let's have a overview of your syllabus. Okay, so in your syllabus, very first unit is Introduction of Political Science. First of all, you should know that civics is also called political science. Okay, so here you will think that what is political science. So I will explain you what is political science. Political science is a premier social science. It is a premier social science, means it is very important social science when compared to other social sciences. It is first in importance. Okay, it is a very important social science. Okay, and in its introduction, political science is the study, of a state in relation to citizens, society, associations, government, and at the world at large. So you can say that political science is the study of all political activities of citizens, government, associations, and at the world at large. Now come to your second chapter or second unit, that is state. Okay, state is what? State is a organized political community under one government. Okay, what is state? State is a organized political community under one government. So here in this chapter we will read different elements of the state. What are the elements of the state? Elements of the state are population, territory, government, and sovereignty. So these all we will read in this chapter. Okay, now come to the next chapter, that is nation states. Here in this chapter we will read about the nation states and nationalism. What is nation state? Nation state is one in which a group of people share common history, culture, and languages. Okay, means they have common culture, common history, and same language. So it is called nation state. And nationalism is what? It is a feeling of patriotism towards the state. So in this chapter we have some subunits. So what are the subunits? We will read here. We will see here: introduction and importance of nationalism, meaning and definition of nation, nationality, essential elements of nationality, and national self-determination. Okay. Now come to the fourth chapter, that is political concepts. Political concepts. So what are political concepts? What do you mean by political concepts? Political concepts means ideas, political ideas and notions. Okay. So what political ideas we are going to read here? We will see here. It is law, liberty, equality, justice, and power. Okay. So very first is law. Law is what? Law is a body of rules and regulations. And liberty is freedom. Liberty means freedom. So equality means equal status. Okay, equal opportunities to which is given by the state to all citizens to develop their personality. And justice means fair dealing. Okay, and power. Power which is captured by the politicians and manipulated by the politicians. Okay, so these all concepts we will read here in this chapter. Beside this, we will read the meaning, definition of all this, meaning, definition, and characteristics of all these concepts. Now, next is important political ideologies. Means, what are important political ideologies? We are going to read here. Political ideologies means political ideas given by different political thinkers. Here these political ideologies are liberalism and basic features, socialism and its basic features, communism and its basic features, Gandhism and its basic features. So these all we are going to read in this 5th chapter. Now come to the 6th chapter, that is rights and duties. What are our rights and duties? First of all, we will know what are rights. Rights are what? These are the common claims of the people to develop their personality. These are the freedoms, granted by the state to the people to develop their personality. And duties are what? These are the responsibilities of the people towards the state. Means that people simply cannot enjoy their rights. At the same time, they have to perform their duties also. Okay, so these rights and duties we will read here in this chapter. Okay, so now in this chapter also we have some subheadings. Okay, so meaning and definition, important feature of rights, classification of rights, safeguards of rights, human rights, and duties, meaning and definition, types of duties, and relationship between rights and duties. Now come to your 7th chapter, that is citizenship. Citizenship is what? It is a privilege given to the citizen. For example, you born in India, so you are a citizen of India. So it is called citizenship. Means you are a citizen of India, and you have the citizenship of India. Got it? So in this chapter also, the sub-units are introduction and concept of citizenship, methods of acquiring citizenship, and loss of citizenship, qualities of a good citizenship. So these all we will read in this chapter. Got it? Now come to your 8th chapter, that is democracy. Democracy is what? A simple definition given by Abraham Lincoln is on democracy is the government of people, for the people, and by the people. Means the people here elect their representatives and they rule by the representatives whom they have elected. Okay, so it is called democracy. In a democratic country, people have social rights, political rights, and economic rights. Got it? So they enjoy all types of rights in a democracy. So in this unit we have subunits. What are these subunits? We will see here. Meaning and definition, types of democracy, features of democracy, essential condition for the success of democracy, the role of public opinion in democracy. So these all we are going to read in this chapter. Now come to the 9th chapter, that is secularism. Do you know what is secularism? Secularism means a secular state, where there is no official religion and peoples are given freedom to enjoy, practice and propagate their religion. So it is called secular state and it has secularism. Got it? So this is secularism. And in this unit also we have subunits like meaning and definition, important features of secularism, secular state, and what is the difference between secular state and theocratic state. So these all we have in this chapter. Now come to your 10th chapter, that is constitution. What is constitution? A constitution is a document of rules and regulations. It is a document which contains rules and regulation which the government and people of the country have to follow. Okay, so here also we have some subunits. These subunits are meaning and definition of the constitution, essential features of the constitution, classification of the constitution, and written, unwritten, rigid and flexible constitution. Got it? So these all we will read in this chapter. Got it? Now come to the 11th chapter, that is organs of the government. What are the organs of the government? We will read here in this chapter. So there are 3 organs of the government, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. So these 3 are the organs of the government. And here also we have some subunits also, that is concept of the government, theory of separation of power, legislature, power and functions, executive, legislative powers and functions, judiciary powers and functions. So this all we will read in this chapter. Which chapter? 11th. And 12th chapter and unit, that is forms of government. Okay, the government have different forms that we will read in this chapter. So what are these forms? First of all we will see the introduction and classification of government, then unitary government and its features. The first form of government is unitary government. Do you know what is unitary government? Unitary government is a single government both at the center and state level. Okay, next is federal government. What is federal government? Federal government means dual government. So here we will have two governments, one at the central level and one at the state level. It is called federal government. Got it? And there is a division of power between center and state in a federal government. Now come to the third form of the government, that is presidential government. Presidential form of government. A presidential form of government is one in which the president is the head of the state and government. Okay, and after that we have parliamentary government. A parliamentary government is one in which the prime minister is the head of the government and the president is the head of the state, and the prime minister is the real head of the state, and the prime minister is the real head and the president is the nominal head of the state. So that's all for today. Have a good day.